uh, Tron Ares. That came out this last weekend, and I was very excited for it. A lot of people were excited for it. It's not doing great now in the box office. It's got its results back from its first weekend, and it's not looking too good, unfortunately. I'll share my screen here. All right, so this comes to us from on Yahoo Entertainment from TV Squad. It says Disney's Tron Ares underwhelms. New sequel might not be coming soon. So fans got really excited when it was announced that Disney would be coming forward with another Tron movie following the 2010 film Tron Legacy. Loved it. Of course, they wanted to see a big name attached to the product, and the production giant gave them what they wanted by casting Jared Leto in the titular role. I don't know how to say that. I don't know if it's titular or titular. Everything seemed to be working smoothly, and analysts believed that this might be a hit at the box office. However, what happened was the exact opposite, and the film lost 90% of the battle in the first 3 days of its release. I don't know what that means. With an underwhelming start at the box office and mixed reviews, it is highly possible that a new Tron movie might not be arriving anytime soon. In a report shared by the Hollywood Reporter, the outlet talked to a couple of industry insiders about the film performance at the box office, citing industry people. The report indicated that producers might be moving away from casting Leto as a leading star in their upcoming projects. His recent projects, including Morbius and Tron Ares, opened up to an underwhelming response and received mixed and negative reviews from critics as well as audiences. However, another source made it clear that Leto is not the only reason for the film's debacle at the box office. You could have had Ryan Gosling. It wasn't going to work. No one asked for this reboot. If you say Tron Ares is good, we just need a different actor. You're deluding yourself, a source told the outlet. Tron Ares grossed over $60.2 million globally in its opening weekend, which was well below the initial projections. On the other hand, they earned a B-plus cinema score, making it clear that only die-hard fans of Tron and Leto went on to see the film on the big screen. I mean, B-plus cinema score is pretty good, so I don't really agree with that. As a result, industry insiders believe that the final nail in the coffin for the series is this, and fans shouldn't expect a Tron movie in the near future. In an era where sci-fi and fantasy dominate in the minds of people, it is a travesty that a story like Tron didn't get the treatment it deserved. Let's see. It goes on to talk about it a little bit more. So let's see. Tron Legacy, the movie before this, earned $172 million at the box office, but it hasn't been as impactful as its predecessor. It would be interesting to see how Disney plans to take this forward. So, here are my thoughts on the film. I keep hearing great things about, I guess not great things. What I hear that is good about the film, I hear that Jared Leto actually delivers a really good performance. I hear the score is also very good. People have been raving about the score. And then in addition, I hear that the visuals are absolutely stunning. I hear that they're really next level and one of the best that people have seen in a long time. So that's great. Again, I haven't seen it, but I'm hopefully going soon so I can talk more about that. What I've also heard, though, is that the story is average and there's nothing compelling about it. And I guess this is a theme that I've been seeing in movies lately. As people are doing reboots a lot, as studios are doing reboots and greenlighting those, and as these new big blockbuster movies are getting made, I feel like they're focusing all on the spectacle and not on the screenplay. What I mean by that is I feel that they focus on making sure that they're getting a lot of explosions and that it looks good, which isn't totally true because a lot of movies I feel like their CGI has been lacking recently. But either way, and they focus on big action sequences, and they spend a lot of time focusing on those action sequences. But then they have the screenplay, and they're just kind of like, oh yeah, it's like 80% of the way there. Like we can start production. And I've seen this over and over, specifically in like reboots. And I think that's the biggest mistake that's happening, is because people really aren't getting fresh ideas. And when they do these reboots, again, I don't fully know, but I've heard that they're focusing a lot on nostalgia, and which is fine. It's, it's a wire balance act because you want to have nostalgia in it for the original fans, but when you focus and rely too heavily on nostalgia, and then at the sacrifice of the screenplay and of an original story, then you're really ostracizing a large group of people that maybe aren't as familiar with Tron, and younger kids who haven't seen it. And so anyway, I feel like those aren't mutually exclusive. I feel like you can have, an awesome spectacle of a movie with awesome sequences and awesome, battles and things. But I feel like you can also have a screenplay that is fully fleshed out and developed. Again, I feel like these studios get a screenplay 80% of the way there, and then they're just like, okay, it's good enough. Let's just get it into production. And I get it. They have timelines and, things and due dates that they have to meet. But then this is what's happening is it doesn't perform well in the box office. And then now we're probably not going to get another Tron movie made. Whereas if you would have gotten the script from, 80% of the way good to, 97% of the way there, no script's ever going to be 100%. So 97% of the way there, then you get, maybe from a B plus cinema score to an A, A minus A, hopefully A plus cinema score. And in the A range is where you really get that word of mouth. Cinema score is what determines the legs of a movie more than anything else. And you really want to get in that A range. And so the way to get a movie to have long legs primarily is word of mouth. And you have to have a good movie to get the word of mouth. So I feel like that's what's happening with these movies. I think a very good example of how you can have spectacle and a good story and a good screenplay is Dune 2. Again, yes, I glazed Dune 2. I think it's one of the greatest movies made ever. Probably the best movie in the last 10 years. But Dune 2, I mean, they had some of the best action sequences. They had phenomenal CGI. They had, huge battles. They filmed on location, halfway across the frickin' world in a desert. But yet the screenplay and the story of Dune 2 was better than any of the battles were, by a lot. Like the story was what really captivated people and its uniqueness. So I think Dune 2 is a great example of how you can do both. And Dune 2 had great legs because it had a great word of mouth because people liked it a lot. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Again, I think the production, cost is just too high for Tron specifically. I think if it, had, I guess, greater IP presence, if people, if it was Star Wars or if it was, Marvel movie or, even like Barbie, like something that has really strong IP, I think that you could have, done a budget. What was his budget? $180 million production budget. I mean, that's still really high. I want to do that for Barbie, but like Star Wars, you could do that and you could be pretty confident you're going to make your money back. Tron, you can't do that. Like this younger generation, they're not as familiar with Tron. The kids aren't as familiar with Tron. So again, it's just too high. And, there's rumors of reports of Jared Leto's salary. So it just goes back to that whole thing of, is paying Jared Leto that worth it? And is he going to bring in that many extra people to watch it? I don't think so. I just don't think so. I don't think that he has the pull, and I don't really know if any movie star does at this point. And, I think he got a really big upfront salary, and I think he's getting, I don't know if it's first dollar, but he's getting a lot on the back end points. I think the future of what Tron is, I don't think it's going to be on the big screen. Like the article said, I think for specifically live action movies, I think that this was the nail in the coffin. I don't think they're going to do another one, probably for another at least 15 years. Maybe they'll try their hand at it again. Now, what I could see happening is them leaning in and utilizing this for animation. I think that could be actually a really good move. I think that just the nature of what Tron is, it lends itself well to animation because of just a visual stylistically. Again, it's going to be hard to get a Tron budget low because, again, the nature of what it is, you're in a computer. So it's going to be impossible not to have big sets and CGI and stuff. So I think the future of Tron is in animation, and I think that they should focus on that because I think there's really good stories, and I think it's a very interesting universe, and they've done a really good job of building up the world over these 3 movies. And I think that Tron actually did have an animated thing. I haven't seen it, but I think a pretty high quality animated either show. It could even be a feature. I don't know. Maybe it could do that, but it just doesn't hold the weight and it doesn't have the demand to bring enough people to make back their money, and you can't have $180 million production value on it. So that's my thoughts. Let's again, as we always do, let's hear what the people got to say about it. Let's go. I'm going to share my screen here. We're over on the good old X, good old Twitter to see here what people got to say. Starting to think Disney purposely cast Jared Leto in the movie to kill the Tron franchise for good, but I can't prove it yet. I've seen this. I don't even know who or what this is, but I've seen it. Jew says GU Metal says what? I thought everyone liked that scene where Jared Leto says it's Troning time, and then harassed a bunch of women. Oh, I think that's probably from the allegations that he has. Probably. Jared Leto, when it comes to bombing on the box office, I got one more in me. I mean, has he bombed a lot? He didn't bombed with Morbius. That was a big bomb. And I guess this, two, maybe in a row. I don't know if he had a movie in between that. But that was Vince Carter. That's funny. Tron Ares, 982, what is that, billion or trillion dollars? $982 trillion, 827. I don't even know how to say that. Gosh. What is your honest review? Tron Ares is so bad it makes you wish AI would hurry up and destroy Hollywood. Dang, Neo. That's intense. Was that your review or some article you found? You got to take that one to therapy, dude. Dark Knight says Jared Leto and the curse of bad movies. Let's make a terrible freaking movie. Jared Leto. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen Morbius either. I want to, but I don't really. I could spend my time doing better things and watching better movies. Tron franchise. I'll see you again in 25 years. That's probably true. They'll probably try their hand at it again. Luis Fernando. Just give it, I think 15 years. I think 15 years they're going to come back and try their hand at it. How I feel when Jared Leto is in any movie. That's American Psycho. And he actually unalives Jared Leto at this point. Few films can live up to the Morbius sweep. I knew Jared Leto was a big reason why the Tron Ares got made, but gosh darn, he is literally box office kryptonite. This is a lot of Jared Leto hate. I don't want to hate on the guy too much, but I figured there's going to be some positive stuff, but this is basically just all a thread of how Jared Leto is giving terrible results in the box office. I mean, this is a cool scene. Like, this looks sick. Huh. All right, well, let's see what this one. I've never met anyone in my entire life ever say, OMG, hey, let's go see a Jared Leto movie. Like, bro, how we keep getting these movies, trash after trash after trash. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever said, let's go see a Jared Leto movie, personally. So, okay, I don't think there's, yeah, man, I mean, these are all Jared Leto. The people are trashing on this guy. I mean, I don't have anything wrong with his performance. I don't know about his personal life. They have those rumors and everything, but I think he's a good actor. I think he was an Academy Award nominee, I think. Maybe he won supporting for Dallas Buyers Club. All right. Well, I think the sentiment is I was hoping to see what people actually said about the movie. It's clear that they're not big Jared Leto fans from this. So, anyway, Hoosiers, I guess my question to you guys is, what did you think about Tron, and why do you think that it's not performing well at the box office? And then also, do you guys think that Disney is going to make more Tron films, or is this the final nail in the coffin? Just let me know what you guys think below. All right, guys, I'm going to move on to the next topic here. Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. If you like that and you want to stay up to date with more movie news, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, as we'll be keeping you up to date. And if you want to watch the long form podcast version of this, go into my channel, go to the videos, and then look for a video that is, 45 minutes to an hour and a half long, and that'll be the full podcast. Thank you so much, and God bless.